We are on our way to the Kaufman Center in the Hill District. Kaufman Center is part of the Hill House Association. The Hill House is a community development corporation that there's many organizations that are housed there under the Hill District's umbrella. This project is about opportunities in construction. We met with the R.K. Mellon Foundation to talk about having opportunities for minorities because of the U.S. Steel building being built where the old Civic Arena used to be. There's going to be plenty of jobs. So Maceros came to me and we started talking about how do we get more minorities into the construction. And it really would be bad if on this work site there are no minorities because of nobody coming to get those jobs or nobody being eligible for these jobs. So we already know what the barriers are as far as many people not being able to work. Driver's license seemed to be a barrier, passing a drug test, and just having a correct ID. Phase 1 begins with an open house to the community, to the Hill District community, to the community at large. So they sent out mass emails, put it on Facebook, applications. So tonight we're expecting at least 50 people, we hope, because we flooded the streets with flyers about, opportunities in construction. So a few of us, the foundation, R.K. Mellon, really liked Steve Macero's conviction to hiring more minorities in the construction industry. Here in Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, in the construction industry, we have older workforce. 50 years old is old for a construction worker. So we need younger people to get involved. And the unions have said, especially the Carpenters Union, has said, if you get guys ready, we'll take them. We'll get them on the job. A guy could really get on his feet, So me coming from the era that I come from, my whole thing is about violence prevention. I can stop a guy from shooting somebody with a check. That's the way that I see it. Okay. So now that we come to you about this whole opportunities in construction, how do you see this going?
I was interested in this because I think it really fit into what we were doing around workforce development over the last 3 years. We've been doing GED prep, working with kids on soft skills, but the big problem that we've been having is when they graduated and we've gotten them ready, you're doing entry-level positions. And so one of the hearts of our mission is to ensure that our families are self-sufficient and have a rung into the middle class. And some of our other programs are around getting people ready for civil service testing and other similar programs, hooking up with Energy Innovation Center. We're bringing on a lot of partners to ensure this transition from working poor to middle class status. So this fit in perfectly. I'm very excited about this. As a developer in this community, and having built the Center Helpman Plaza, where the grocery store anchored plaza, there was a big challenge with workers from this community on that project. And it wasn't a lot I could do about it at that time. We met our goals, but they were lower than I would have liked for them to have been. So this gives me an opportunity to go back now and ensure that this community is prepared in a better way for a job down that hill on the lower hill that's going to last for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yes. so committed to bringing up economic stability in our families, and we don't want you to leave the middle district. We want you here, and we want you middle class here, and owning homes here, and living and working right here. And so that's why we're engaged in it. I'm going to turn this over to Steve Massaro from the Massaro Corporation, and they are have been our construction partners not only on redoing the $6 million renovation of this building, but building the shopping center and the stores across the street. So please welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Gerald.
We've always had a challenge with making our industry more diverse. Women, minorities, both from an individual building trades, worker, carpenter, labor, cement finisher, whatever it might be, up to minority-owned and women-owned businesses. Our region just hasn't done that well in that regard, and we saw a need with the Penguins 28-acre development that this, for the first time, we could really potentially make a difference. We could make that change because there will be at least 5 years of work. There are many openings now in the construction industry. We have an aging workforce. Pittsburgh's a different place now. There is a lot more activity, a lot more apartment construction, hotel construction, education, healthcare, all the things that we've always been good at with other new markets. And with an aging population in our industry, we thought we could potentially make a difference and bring people in to work on the Penguins 28-acre site. And over 5 years, they will have a really good career path ahead.
Our company was founded in 1967 by my dad. My grandfather came from Italy and ended up on Marker Avenue, East Liberty. He was a stonemason, and he sat around the dinner table every night and talked about his day. Came home all dusty, took a streetcar, when he would talk to my dad and his brothers about his day. So they got to understand the construction industry. That's why I'm standing here, because my grandfather learned a skill. He learned to be a stonemason. And that catapulted my dad to start his own general construction company. And here, I'm fortunate to be in this business. We're fortunate enough to work on the Shopping City project. We're fortunate enough to do this project. And we decided 6-7 years ago that we don't have enough diversity in our construction industry. So many guys look like me. And for whatever reason, that's not acceptable.
There are a lot of development projects going on throughout the Pittsburgh area, so we thought that it would be a good idea to try and help minorities get into the different trades. The reason being is because the majority of folks who are in the trades now are retiring, and there's not enough younger folks coming up to be able to take on the construction boom that we believe is coming to Pittsburgh and the surrounding areas. So this is the time to help Pittsburgh's economy so that we have lower poverty rates, less disparity, some inclusion to help folks to be able to provide for families and have a better quality of life.
I went into this carpentry program, graduated, went to college, went to work, started labor carpenter, supervisor, foreman, worked inside of the office as a project manager, eventually made it to senior project manager. Then 15 years later, I started my own company. And I've been in business for 5 years. So I learned from the ground up. I think it's the best way. Being a tradesperson is the best way to learn construction. So I encourage everyone of you to take advantage of this opportunity.
We're hoping we find people that we're going to educate them about what it is we're doing, what the potential opportunity is. And then April 1st, we'll have assessments, and we'll assess these individuals. And our goal is to at least find 5 individuals that are ready to join the carpenters union, potentially the laborers, cement finishers, whatever it might be, and get them into a career in construction and begin to plant small seeds so that we become a more diverse construction industry.
As far as the construction industry, I don't know that much about it. These gentlemen do. But I do know that there's an opportunity. It will be shame on us if down at the lower hill, the only folks that's working down there is folks that don't look like y'all from other parts of the country. And that would be not their fault, it would be our fault. I'm gonna keep it 100 all the way through this. We need to take advantage of this opportunity. We will have nobody to blame but ourselves if we don't take advantage of this opportunity.
My expectations is that the word will get out on what the criteria is to get into different unions in the Pittsburgh area. We hope that we could provide information that will allow folks to understand in the areas that they lack, there is help.
There are many organizations that I know right now that are doing trainings all across the city, actually all across the county. We're one subset subset of one of them organizations. Because of this man's fire, Steve Macero's fire, we approached the foundation, and the foundations have said, if you can get it going, get some folks coming to this, get them through this, we're going to help everybody who's interested in this opportunity through this. You will not go through this training or this opportunity to get into the apprenticeship by yourself. And we have to stick with this. No more excuses. No more excuses. We need you for us to be able, there's so much work here that's coming here. If we're not on this job site, shame on us. We've already got commitment from the carpenters union that said, if guys are ready, if we can get them past this process, we'll get them on the job. We ain't never had that commitment from the union where they said that they would do that they would put folks on the job. So I'm gonna implore you, we got to do this. No more excuses. This is a golden opportunity. We got to seize the moment.
These are just statistics to validate. I'm in the industry every day. It's as busy right now that I've seen it in the last 10 years. 2006, 2007, 2008 were really good years. And the Great Recession hit. And that was a bad time because there were 10, 15, 20-year union carpenters that couldn't get work. There just wasn't enough work. What this is, go back one more please. What this is saying, and this is statistics, they will accept 800 new apprentices this year. That's anything that, when we say building trades, that's laborers. Laborers do general work. They do cleanup, they unload trucks, they are just general laborers on a project. The low pay scale, but these wages are all careers. They're not something you try for a period of time. You need to decide if you want to be in the construction industry, if you want to work in construction, because it's a career choice, but the pay is commensurate with that. So 800 new apprentices, the average age is 50. There's not a lot of there's young people, but we need more, because those guys, men and women that are 50, some more than that, they're retiring every year, and the need is going to continue to grow. Up in Beaver County, there's an ethane cracker plant, huge, that is getting ready to start. That is a project I can't even wrap my head around. It's a couple $2 billion. It'll consume 10,000 workers. So the numbers are all in your favor in terms of now is the time. We need people. And the average statistics, there's currently about 10% minority women in the building trades. So the time is now.
We spend a lot of time trying to connect people to jobs through program called Section 3. One of the challenges that we're having with some of our young folks that were coming, they weren't passing drug tests. judgment or anything. This is about reality. You smoke weed, and you think the week before you stop and you come and take a test, you're not going to pass it. And you have to make a decision about whether it's worth it for your long-term career to do that. As you listen to the kind of money that Lou was talking about, that's serious middle class, everyday money. That's life-changing. And so, as we go through this, folks, you're doing your thing right now. You got some time to change that before we get to a point where we're doing that kind of testing. But for those of you here, for those of you who are thinking about asking your friends to be a part of this, this is a reality of this. The other reality is, if you haven't been used to going to work and showing up on the daily, now's the time.
How many people here, just show of hands, and this is a question that could be kind of up to your interpretation, but how many have worked in construction or have some construction skill? So if we get you ready, or you can pass and get in, and you can be productive right away, meaning they'll run you through some tests at the Carpenters Training Center, you can be employed very quickly. So April 1st is your day. Come get assessed, and if you, as Richard said, say only 10 of you in this room are the first wave, the next 10, next 20, don't give up. We're going to be with you, but don't give up, because it's about perseverance. And if you stick with it and the work ethic, we'll get you there. It's before you if you want to do it.
We definitely will have conversations with you about your performance if we know that you're not giving it your best. And if you're missing days, coming late, leaving early, smoking, on the phone, listening to your music on your cell phone while you're working, can't happen. You gotta be professional at all times.
That's the reason why I'm imploring you, don't get so frustrated that you walk away. We're here to help, but we can't help you if you don't really step forward. Understand?
My name is Mark Garfield. I've been in the trade business as a laborer for the last 14 years. They don't want us here. Cannot be intimidated. Really, you have to be on time. You have to be on time. If they don't want us there, you got to be strong. You're black doing this work before they work. You understand? You got to be strong. You have to show up and be on time and do your job. It's all this is about is production for the company, about going on safe and making money for your families. I appreciate you, Mr. Mascaro, for being here. I never worked for you. I don't need to, but I'm fine. But you have to be on time, so I can tell you.
Thank you very much. That's very important.
It's important that he just made that point, and I think it's important to you guys know, you don't know me yet, but I'm probably going to be a part of the training that gets done once we start to develop these classes. But what he said is the truth. But what we're also going to do in the course of this training is make that known. And we're going to prepare for that. Because it is going to happen. It's going to come down to what you can take, what you're willing to do to get this money, and how much you really want to provide for your family, because your buttons will be pushed. They will say some things that you don't believe. They're going to try to get you to step right outside yourself, so your behind gets stepped right off of that cycle. And the game that we're playing right now is not the short-term game. This ain't just like you said about the Hill. This man is talking about work for the next 10 years. 10 years. Now, I'm a little older, ain't I? Mr. Vaughn, all right? But at the same time, man, look, this is how you take care of your family. You ain't got to worry about hustling. You ain't got to worry about sitting in the bar. I'm keeping it 100 just like the man said, all right? If you're trying to do something different, if you want to get truly out the way, this is it. This is it.
It's very tangible what you see. You can tell your family, you can tell your friends, I helped build that. Whether you're a laborer, keeping the site clean, keeping the site safe, you're playing a huge role in making that happen.
This is about the future. People will be looking at you as examples that, hey, I'm going to do what my man man is doing. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta take this responsibility. This is the responsibility if we want to change stuff. We got an opportunity to change the way they do work here in Pittsburgh. A tremendous success. More people showed up than we thought. The interest is high. It was great meeting. Tonight is all about assessing the guys that are coming in for, are they ready to go into the Carpenters Union, to see if they have any barriers and how we can help them through the barriers, solve those issues. Like the issue is, do they need a driver's license? Can they pass a drug test? Do they have a high school diploma?
Why are they interested in the trades? Are they okay with working in extreme conditions like cold weather, hot weather? Are they afraid of heights? Are they hands-on? What type of trades are they interested in? Plumbing, electrical, carpentry, what aspect of carpentry, roofing, cabinetry, just to get a good feel and what type of trade so that we know, okay, this is where we need to help them so that we can get them where they want to be.
I cannot believe how many people showed up bright and early, 30 minutes even before scheduled time, to come in to meet and greet the union reps and some of our staff and some of our colleagues to talk about the opportunities with the union. They were a little bit nervous, they were excited, they were tense, they were very serious about the test and the possibilities for their lives. And so we had a big open house. We weren't sure they were going to show up today. And when I came in this morning, my heart was very full, and I looked in the rooms, and there they were.
I'm overwhelmed. I didn't think all these folks would show up this morning and tonight, this evening. It's great. It was great.
We have a very small group that will initially go through into the apprenticeships and the journeyman positions, and several of them presented today. They were that together. But it's bigger than just that initial first round. Some of them will need a little help with math. I think everybody that we talk to is interested will have a place that is either in additional training program or straight into the apprenticeships. So as long as they're serious, they're clean, and they're capable, we want to take them and figure out how to get them connected.
Next step is the whole group comes together. We review the details of all the assessments, and then we understand when we reach out to folks exactly what we need to be talking to them about.
So the next steps now is to get all the applications together, see the different things that they need, and start working with them to do that.
This will help us regroup, review all these different applications and how they were assessed to understand placement, so that we can eventually get folks what they need so that we can get them jobs.
I was hopeful before, but I wasn't sure they would turn out in the numbers that they did. Sometimes the follow-up after an open house is not as good, but it's obvious that they talked to their friends and they bought some. There were new apps, and so it was terrific.
Oh, it was an excellent turnout. Never seen anything like it. I'm very happy to be a part of it, very humbled. It just really shows that there are so many minorities in the city of Pittsburgh that are ready and willing to get a job. There was one gentleman I met tonight that walked here from the South Hills, and that's how interested this gentleman was. He was very, very hungry to just to be able to work.